What is up guys, this is Lely and this is a quick video about some PES 2017 gems in the Myclub game mode. First of all, if you haven't got the PES Universe option file, I highly recommend that you go download that, because when I bid on some scouts for some lower clubs, so you won't know exactly who they are unless you actually have the PES Universe option file. Otherwise, if you try doing it without that, it will be a lot harder to find them club scouts that I'm gonna show you in the video a bit later on. So first of all, before we go into any gems, I'm going to give you two tips. The first one was one from one of my good friends that you've seen me streaming with, and one of the best gems also comes from him as well. So a big massive thank you to, let's just call him Carlos Queiroz, because he does find the best players as well. I'll have to give him that. I might have to edit that out because this guy's just going to get the biggest pair of balls when I say that as well. But anyway lads, first tip is, if you get a 4-star left midfield agent, I would recommend that you look at these players here, there's what, 10, 11 gold balls, and I wouldn't recommend spending another, 4-star agent on any of these players. So the best thing to do is get a 2-star Congo DR scout, and it's only a few thousand GP. So if you do that, you'll guarantee yourself a Yannick Bolasie. I mean, I don't expect this guy to be a silver ball player. He's got all the right attributes apart from one, which is actually keeping him from being a gold ball player. And when Konami update their game in January, February like they usually do, I expect this one stat to be increased, which will then turn him into a gold ball player and might drive his price up a little bit by then. But I'd definitely say that you can see he can play left mid, right mid and left wing. But the one stat that lets him down is his lofted pass. I think when that goes anything above 65, it will definitely turn him into a gold ball player. And he's just got everything about him. He's got a good speed, brilliant dribbling, and he's got good physical contact. And he can do, in reality, he can do every trick under the sun. For some weird reason, I just don't see why this trick list isn't full from Konami. So that might change as well. They might give him more tricks and stuff as well. He's also got decent stamina, so he should be able to last a match without any real problems. The fact that he plays for a good Everton team means that he'll actually be most likely on form more than he's off form as well. So moving on to my next tip, and this guy, it might be a gem to some people, but I don't know if I would really class him as a gem, but he's definitely a player that I'd recommend to get for one reason, and one reason only. The fact that he's actually broken to the actual Middlesbrough team, first team in reality, means that he is likely to be on form quite a lot, especially with a player of these stats. And if he plays well enough for long enough, hopefully Konami actually see that he's better than this as well. Come on, I mean 48 lofted pass. I know he's not the best crosser, but he's a professional footballer. He must have better than 48 lofted pass as a winger as well. I've watched a few games of him from Middlesbrough and he's been playing brilliantly. So surely he will get a few points pushed up in the right direction. And you can see I went for him the long way around. You don't need under 24 and you don't need ball control. All you need is 2-star Middlesbrough and 2-star right wing forward, but I wanted to save the right wing forward for another agent. So moving on to our first gem, and this is why I said you should have the PES Universe option file, because if you don't have it, then I don't know what the fake team name is for CD Nacional, but I think they are in the Portuguese league. All you need is 2-star CD Nacional and 2-star DMF. Now when you look at these stats, you'll think there's nothing amazingly standout about this, but you got to remember he's only a 74 rated player, and the fact that he's got all the right stats for a ball winning DM, and he's actually got decent passing stats as well for a player of his level. But when you combine that with the fact that he's actually 190 centimeters tall, he is an actual physical presence on the pitch. So you'll notice when he's on the ball or when he's going in for a header or even a tackle, you will just know who it is you're going in with. So this guy's a massive, I'd recommend him all day long. He's got 80 stamina, yeah that's right, and the fact that he's actually an anchor man as well means that he won't go too far forward and he shouldn't burn up too much of that stamina anyway, so he should be good at decision making all the way through. I'd recommend only using this guy up to, I'd say, when you come up against teams that are all silvers or even possibly golds as well. Against black ball players, this guy wouldn't really stand a chance, to be honest. Now moving on to our next gem, who is A Traore. You can see I've got an obviously different bunch of scouts there, so 1 to 3 stars, but you only need an average grade of 2-star scouts, and I only use this combination because it was all given to me free. But lads, this guy I think can compete against pretty much anywhere up to an all gold ball team, because at left back, this guy is not the best at ball winning and whatnot, but just the fact that he's so quick and so strong, it's just, and he's actually decent in the air for a wing back as well. You won't see many wing backs that actually have 80 plus for jumps, so he shouldn't really let you down when it comes to trying to defend them headers. A lot of the times I concede headed goals are, I was about to say against wing backs, but to be fair, I concede them when I'm up against Neymar and Messi, so there's not much excuses for that. But yeah, this guy shouldn't really let you down. But my only concern about this guy, lads, is the fact that his stamina is 78, and in a position of, you know, left back or right back, that is a very demanding position, and that does take up a lot of stamina. So that could be one area for concern. But if he doesn't drain stamina for you and you hold him back a bit, then, you know, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And he's actually got acrobatic clearance as well, so that should help for when you're in a bit of an odd situation and he has to, you know, move himself stupidly to clear the ball. Now moving on to the next gem, and if you use the exact same combination that you did for A Traore, but you change left back to centre back, it guarantees you Abdoulaye Diaby. And this guy, lads, forget his pace, yeah, take the pace out of the equation. The reason you can see the other two players, by the way, is because I actually got the 3-star like grade. If you just use 2-star grades, you will guarantee yourself this guy. But like I said, lads, take the pace out of the equation. For a bronze ball player to have 78 attacking prowess and 79 finishing, that is just pretty much going to walk in nearly any bronze ball team. Throw in the fact that he's actually got 90 speed and 90 explosive power, then he's going to be one of your best players anyway. And he's decent in the air with 79 jump, but not exactly the best header. But in PES, you don't need to actually have the best header. We know how headers work in this game. He's not a player that I'd say you have to take off for stamina, because his stamina is 82, so he should comfortably last the whole match as well. My final word on this player, lads, is he'll easily be able to play against silver ball teams. He even should be able to mix it up with some gold ball players, but I wouldn't recommend using him against the higher gold ball teams. So moving on to our next gem, and again, lads, you only need 2-star scouts to get this player as well, is Alexandrov. And lads, the reason I recommend this player is not the fact that he's just got bags of pace, but he is very versatile. Left mid, left wing, right wing, very comfortable, fully established in them positions. And the fact that you got to remember, Balassi only had 58 for lofted pass. This guy has 71 for lofted pass. My only concern about this guy is the fact that because he only has 69 stamina, he tails off after the 60th minute, or he goes off like a ghost. So you do need to sub him off. And this is where I've got you guys covered, because we have a super sub in Simonowski. This guy, lads, again, the reason I wouldn't start this guy is for the exact same reason I wouldn't start Alexandrov, and that is because he doesn't have great stamina. But I feel like this guy is actually not as good as Alexandrov on the ball, but when you're up against tired defenders, then he'll, you know, obviously be amazing, because he'll be a lot fresher. And obviously when you have, you know, a fresher player, he should be able to find that space a bit more easily, and that's why he probably doesn't need to have as good stats as Alexandrov does. So that's why I'd recommend starting with Alexandrov and then bringing on Simonowski. So moving on to our final two gems, and these two have got to be the best gems that I was going to say I found, but he actually found both of them, to be honest. So yeah, guys, first of all, Huber-chan. I think this guy will be able to play in anything, even any gold ball team I think he'll be able to play in. He's just got everything that you want from a centre-back. And guys, yes, I've got a 4-star Slovakia one, I think, or was it Slovenia? Sorry, I can't remember which one it was. But you only need a 3-star one for that as well. So you just need 3-star agents and you'll get this guy. And honestly, lads, he's better than Mangala. He is clearly better than Mangala. Mangala's defensive prowess was something like, I think 78. But the way he played for me, it was like fucking 48 or something. It was ridiculous. This guy will definitely play ahead of Mangala for me. And he just has everything that you want from a centre-back, lads. He has good stamina, so he won't have any dumb decision-making at the end of the match. And he actually has a player skill card, which is man marking as well. Now, moving on to what is by far the best gem of this game, lads. And if you don't have ball winning, by the way, you can actually take the ball winning one out and change that with defensive prowess. So as long as they're all 3 stars, you'll be fine. Defensive prowess or ball winning will guarantee you Kubas. But like I said, lads, this guy is by far the best, because I think he can actually play against black ball players as well. He's got 88 defensive prowess, 84 ball winning, 85 speed, 81 explosive power, and 80 physical contact. And for me, he's what I call the Argentine Makelele, because even when he's on the ball, he does exactly what Makelele can do. He can control the ball, but he can't dribble with it, and he can pass it no more than 5 yards, just like the actual Makelele. And you want to know the best thing about this guy? Is he can do it all day with 90 stamina, lads. 90 damn stamina. He will not let you down in the midfield. And the fact that he's actually got man marking again proves my point that he is the Argentine Makelele of this game. The only downside, and I don't know why I'm saying downside, because it proves my theory of him being the Argentine Makelele, is that he's only 163 centimeters tall. So when it comes to aerial balls, he will be a bit of a weak link in that area. But I think that's even smaller than me, to be honest. So yeah, I would call it a bit of a weak link, but for whatever he offers you everywhere else, he's definitely worth a hit when it comes to aerial balls. So guys, I hope you did find this video useful. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, remember to subscribe. Until next time guys, peace!